and took office with Humane Society International since 2021 to advocate cage-free movement in Malaysia. I think without further ado, the floor is yours, Dr. Saravanakumar. You're given 20 minutes or so, a 50-minute presentation and 5 minutes Q&A. Thank you.
Thank you, Prof. I'll be presenting today on cage-free revolution, addressing the welfare of laying hens. I'm Dr. Saravanakumar, and I represent Humane Society International. Now, let me introduce about Humane Society International, that I represent the Farm Animal Welfare Program, where we work on global to promote the animal-human bond, rescue and protect of dogs and cats, improve farm animal welfare, protect wildlife, promote animal-free testing, research, response to natural disaster, comfort, cruelty of animal in all its form. Let me remind a little bit about our oath that we have taken a long time ago, that I'm determined to contribute all my resources and knowledge for the social welfare, maintaining the livestock resources to avoid sufferings of the animal. And a little bit about what OI says on the animal welfare, that it is very important for the animal to express the natural behavior and for a proper physical and mental state. Now let me go into today's topic. What is cage-free production? Now cage-free production means the hens, housing hens without the use of any kind of cage or movement restriction. Now why does cage-free matter? If you look into the hens, they will have 4 natural behavior that they need to express: nesting, foraging, perching, and dust bathing. Let me go a little bit detail about each and every one. Nesting, the hens will basically seek about 20 places before it will able to nest, and it is important because that will induce the nesting process, the laying eggs process. And scientifically, it is proven that it triggers the ovary hormone when it looks into the nesting. There's a lot of studies on this. Now, next is on foraging. Now, hen spends half of its daily life to forage, and it's a natural behavior that it's a natural instinct for the hens to forage. Now, there's a lot of studies to support the statement. Next, we go into the perching. Hens will have the natural behavior to perch, especially at night. They will go to the highest level of the height to perch and to sleep. And if you look into the anatomical of their claws, it has been designed to hold the branch and to sleep the whole night until the next morning. And the last one is the dust bathing. It is mainly it is being performed for the animal to have a clean feather and also the skin, and it is actually scientifically it is imbalance the lipid level. It motivates positive effects, and there's a lot of studies based on. Society International and also few other organizations in the world opposed battery cage. Now the main reason is because there's no opportunities for the hens to express in the current rearing system, and it limits the sentience, social and also the active of the particular animal. And physical consequences of the restriction movement. Scientifics says that when you restrict the movement of an animal, especially the hens, they have a thinner bone, they reduce bone volume and bone strength, and they have these syndromes called fatty liver metabolic syndromes. And they also have the cage layer fatigue. There's a lot of studies which supports the statement of what happens when the animal is restricted from their natural behavior. Now, Mainly why we oppose on the current rearing system. First thing is the small enclosure, where the cage size is ranging from 350 to 432, which it is measured less than A4 paper, which lack of space and environment and movement. And hence, over there only eat, drink, defecate and lay eggs the whole day and night. And there's no substrate to support the sunbathing, the dust bathing, and therefore the wire cage floor is being used in the current system. Next is the long confinement. Now the first 3 weeks, no doubt in the brooder stage, they are in free range. After that, when it comes to the laying stage, they are being transferred into this particular cage. They have around 6 animals in this particular sizing, and they have to be there for the next 24 months to only lay egg. So this is then the behavior deprivation, where they are unable to express the natural behavior which I told earlier, which is nesting, foraging, purging, and also dust bathing, and lack of movement for them to even open up their wings. So these are the few key issues of why non-animal welfare compliance is taking place in this current type of rearing. Now this is what I told you. A 6-4 paper is being stacked up with around in future. First is Animal Welfare Act 772, which the section 24A1 of the Animal Welfare Act says, the owner shall have duty to take responsible to ensure that the need of the animal are fulfilled, the need of the animal to be expressed in natural behavior. Next is the section 29 of 1M of Animal Welfare Act, says that any person keeps confined animal in any cage which does not measure sufficient in height, length and width, permits the natural movement, commits an offence. These are the two is already in our Animal Welfare Act. Of course, right now the Animal Welfare Act is more focusing on companion animal, but soon to come, this particular 2 sections will encroach the farm animals. And this will become a big issue when it comes to the dairy industry. Now next is the World Animal Protection Index, which has been done in 2020, which law protecting animal used in farm, gave us a grade F. The same organization gave us a grade B, which is equivalent to most of the European countries for companion animal. But for farm animal, they gave a grade F. And they say that we don't have enough legislative, enough writings, enough guidelines to manage our farm animal. So what is the way forward to the industry in Malaysia? And we are proposing cage-free, end of the cage-free. Now why cage-free housing is important? First, it meets the global call of Animal Welfare Compliance Product, non-violation of the Animal Welfare Act, and the expanding demand of the welfare concerned consumers in hotel, franchisee, outlets, mini markets, supermarkets, hypermarkets, and better hens welfare in terms of perching, nesting, and stretching area. Now, we have few models that we are suggesting. One is conversion of the current broiler farm, which is unused, into a simple cage-free farm. Or we go into the 1-layer barn, which is semi-commercial, or multi-tier aviary farm, where it goes into a commercial way of rearing cage-free hens. Now, what is the momentum of cage-free in the country, around the world? In European Union, cage-free are banned in 2012. In Bhutan, cage-free is banned. Battery cage is banned in 2012. In New Zealand, battery cages are banned in 2012. In Canada, battery cages are gradually phased out throughout the Canadian Code of Practice, and the deadline is 2036. In India, 2011, Animal Welfare Board has banned the battery cage in line with their Prevention of Cruelty Act. In Australia, the draft of cage-free animal welfare standard, and they are going to ban or phase out the battery cage between 2032 to 2036. In Israel, a few weeks ago, they have actually banned cage-free, which will take 15 years to phase out. In the United States, about 10 states has banned cage-free, and they are moving towards complete non-battery cage. What is the international demand for the cage-free? Are we talking just about cage-free? Are we excited about animal welfare? No, it is actually a lot of major companies has made a global commitment that by 2025, most of this company will convert all their egg and egg-based product in their place to be converted into cage-free. One of the biggest that we have facing is JD Pitts, which owns Old Town White Coffee. We have also Hatton Hotels in Malacca. We also have Hilton in Malaysia. And a part of that, we have Subways, IKEA, and a lot of good international brands which are already committed. And they are looking for this kind of cage-free eggs in Malaysia for them to meet their commitment worldwide. Now, let us see what happens to our neighbor country. Maolin is a cage-free farm in Taiwan, which produces 14 million of cage-free per egg to supply for the Taiwan. Choose Agriculture in Singapore just signed an agreement with DBS Bank with 27 billion Singapore ringgit for them to expand their cage-free production to support the Singapore market. Now, momentum in Malaysia, are we started or we are in infancy stage? In fact, we have started. We have a large cage-free producers which is progressing in Negeri Sembilan. We have medium-scale producer in Perak, which has Human Farm Animal Society certification, and we have several small farm producers in Kuala Lumpur, Dengkil, Batu Arang, Pulau Pinang, Selangor, Perak. Now, what is our next stage? We already have few players who are already into the cage-free. Human Society International would like to support them with producing the first draft of management guide, which is called as a cage-free guideline for us to go and accredit it. We will be soon submitting this draft to the Department of Veterinary Services to take this as a guideline and also in line to the WPO to have proper writing when it comes to the farm animal in addressing cage-free in country. Now, I would like to take into what is really happening in Malaysia. Old Town White Coffee, which has about 245 outlets, their headquarters is in Netherlands, has just gone with their public policy saying that they will convert all their egg-based menu into cage-free. And they have termed 2025 for all their broiler and 2001 July. They have openly said that they will source all their eggs in their outlet with 100% cage-free by 2025. Now, Doubletree Hilton, Johor Bahru, has started to serve their breakfast with the cage-free eggs. Now, we have small businesses, which is last month they have gone public. They have joined the cage-free by introducing the cage-free eggs into their menus, and they wanted to make sure that the menus are being served to the public, which is animal welfare compliance. We would like to really thank these particular companies, which is Farm Cafe, Heavily Kuala Lumpur, Shop and Go, Permagreen, and Okio. Although they are small, but they have taken the steps to work towards the cage-free. I would like to give a little bit on and finish up my presentation. Accept questions. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Saravanakumar. Our apology for not able to show you the slide. I think they even keep about 100,000 birds in one farm, where they keep in the house at night and release during the day. Our Mr. This is about ayam kampung. And very successful in terms of disease. They have some problem with veterinary diseases. There's probably like cholera and so forth. Otherwise, they are very successful. But we will remember that our chicken is different breed, isn't it? Like the brother and so forth. Probably there's not room for discussion, but very good news for your presentation. But we remember also there's a lot of technology that coming in. We are talking about what you call it, laboratory grown meat. Singaporean now has a restaurant, isn't it, for those of the what you call it, cultivated meat. There is another thing that maybe is something that we look forward. If last time we only have a vegetarian meat, but now I think those of the new technology, particularly on lab-grown meat, is something in the future. Once again, thank you very much, Dr. for sharing with us and giving us this important. Thank you very much.
Thank you.